Imagine if every person could feel like that. And imagine if that was the baseline. It should be the baseline.
Yeah.
That is how people should feel. Hello everyone and welcome back to No Place Like Home. I'm Jess and I'm here with Larissa.
Hello.
And we thought we would start today by giving you a little update about all things home because we're open now.
We are.
And we've had a number of guests through and
Yeah, it's been a bit of everything. It's been great. I think, we had our open day before we
did.
Before we opened our doors, which that in itself I think was just incredible. I think I was most stunned at the variety of people that came through. I really thought there would be a heap of industry, which there was. Met some incredible doctors and psychiatrists and people in the industry. And, it's always that you only know their Instagram handle instead of their actual name sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to put some Instagram handles to faces.
Yes.
Not even names. So that was really, really nice. And then I think I was surprised at how many potential guests came through as well.
There were quite a few pregnant people.
There were. So that was actually really nice to see because obviously that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
But, you never know how far and wide these things reach.
Yeah.
So, that was really nice. And so that was the Saturday, and then we opened our trial week on the following Monday. So that was great. We learnt a lot through that week, which was fantastic. And we had some incredible families come through and stay with us. So,
we learnt a lot, including just how hungry breastfeeding parents are. I mean, I remember being so hungry, but I guess I forgot just how hungry.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but certainly,
I mean, my doula clients are always hungry, but I spend 3 hours with them, not 24 hours. And
and you're probably feeding them throughout that time anyway, so it's just something that you do. But so that was a great little insight. And I think it's also been really good. Obviously the whole menu has been designed, and then we've had Vaughan go over it from a naturopathic
and nutritionist point of view, really.
I think
a lot of people don't realise that naturopaths have a nutrition degree behind them. So, having her eyes over it has been game-changing.
Incredible. And I think it's been game-changing as well that we're blessed to have two naturopaths on site, so Vaughan and also Claire, and just our ability to shift and change the menu as well, because obviously each stay is very tailored. Instead of just taking things out and going, oh, okay, you can't have that benefit of having both of them there to say, well, actually, let's put this in because this is also good for iron or, whatever it might be, has been really, really beneficial as well.
I was also surprised at, like when we sat down and designed the menu, we were picturing that people would be coming in with quite fresh babies. And in those immediate days in the postpartum, you're not meant to eat a lot of raw food. It's meant to be a lot of cooked, soft, mushy food because your organs are going back into place and you need the warming, easy to digest foods. But what we've found is most of the families that have stayed here have babies around the 3 to 4 month mark.
Yes.
And so we've actually been incorporating a lot more salad and raw food than I initially thought we would. So and that's great. It's delicious and so nutritious.
Yeah, it's been good to mix it up, I think. But so and it's been interesting to see the variety of ages, combinations. So we've had a beautiful guest, a multiple. We had twins, which was great and showed us how much more staff we need on
next time we have a twin family.
Twin families. But, my God, just to I think to share in the experience of these mothers and the people that are coming in is we're just so privileged to be a part of that and see the relationships develop and help support and nurture that mum through that time. I think, certainly for me, that's been one of the, aside from my ovaries, screaming at me to have another baby.
I know, I keep joking that you should have another one.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
But on that, not on the baby thing, on the I've got a review to read to you.
All right.
Yeah. So we got our first Google review just under a week ago.
Oh, see, it hasn't even dawned on me about a Google review.
I'm going to read it to you.
Oh,
you might need tissues.
Yeah, okay.
This place is literal heaven. We were blown away by their hospitality, and I cannot thank Larissa and the team at home enough. We had around-the-clock care. You were literally waited on hand and foot. I actually felt guilty at times for the love and kindness I was given. I thought to myself, this is how celebrities must feel. The fact that your partner can stay with you is such a huge bonus, as the partners often get excluded from postpartum care and they need it just as much. Every single one of the staff cooked amazingly, had such beautiful nature and an amazing gift with babies, like nothing I've ever seen. Shout out to the beautiful masseuse Tassara. They were amazing at relaxing my husband and I. Also the gorgeous naturopath Vaughan. She gave me relaxing herbs and vitamins daily and followed up afterward with advice and guidance. Care specialist Claudia was one of the sweetest people we have ever met and so attentive and engaging with our daughter. Jess, the manager, was an absolute gem, helping with everything from ongoing support afterwards and nutrition to just being a kind heart, and Kelly was there for us in more ways than one. There is not actually one staff member I could fault. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The only negative is that we can't live there forever. I feel lost without home. Highly recommend this place for a reset and recharge and to feel pampered every moment of your stay.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's what.
Imagine if every person could feel like that. And imagine if that was the baseline. It should be the baseline.
Yeah.
That is how people should feel. That's not we've had another guest while she was here saying this must be what it feels like to be a mum if you're a celebrity. Just having that help.
Well, I suppose it's everyone deserves that.
Everyone does deserve
that level of care. We had another beautiful Mother's Day, and she was in a situation where her baby had contact slept since birth, and she was 4 months postpartum, and she certainly said that she felt like she didn't know who she was because she adored her son and all of those feelings, but at the same time she was just had him on her constantly. And so she came here and, the team went through so many different things with her, and she was incredible and, wanted to, we just followed her lead in wanting to, okay, well, I'd like to try this and I'd like to try this. And so that was brilliant. And then there were so many, when she checked out, she said, I actually can't believe how much more it was.
Yeah.
She said, I really thought I was going to come and have a rest. I wanted to give, my son to the team so I could have at least some blocks of sleep by myself. She said, but my breast milk has increased its capacity and, all of these other things. And she said, I'm eating so much better and all of these amazing things.
And even her partner was feeling, he didn't stay, but he would visit her most days. And on the first night, he was like, I miss you so much. And he reflected that it's given him the time and space to just miss them, rather than this feeling of like you go to work, you come home and then it's like you've got to take the baby because it's been on the mum all day, and just like.
Well, they reconnected. We had the opportunity to it was the first time they'd ever left their son, but they felt confident and safe doing it, and so we supported them in taking a sneaky dinner down the street.
Yeah, we sent them out for a date night. And we've had other guests here who we've set up in the living room for a date night. So we've taken the baby, we've put them in the living room with a movie and dinner, and then we took them a little dessert platter afterwards.
That's right, it was their wedding anniversary. Yeah.
So it's been really wonderful to be able to facilitate all of those things as well. Even like there was a mum who popped out to get a blood test while she was here, and just a lot of people have been really surprised at how much they get out of their stay. It's not just your food and someone to take your baby while you have a shower. It's so much more than that.
It is. And I suppose, when people talk about postpartum hotels or, postpartum retreats or anything like that, I find it really difficult to label home as anything, purely because a lot of those things feel really transactional.
Yeah.
And there is so much more depth when you're in the space and experiencing it and what we have to offer. So, a lot of people will inquire and will send the list of inclusions, or you'll go to the website and you'll see the list of inclusions. And while that's important, it's really hard to put in words.
It's very hard to quantify
all the other things that you feel while you're here. And I think, obviously all of these beautiful guests are going to start doing some testimonials for us and to, in their words, articulate how they felt and what they experienced. But it's been...
We did have a testimonial actually, which was along the lines of if heaven were a place on earth for mothers, it would be home, or something along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just amazing, isn't it? And our team are just so incredible. Like, we knew this, and I feel like I say it a lot, but just seeing them in action and just seeing the way we all work so seamlessly together, and we all just kind of curate the stay to really get the most out of the stay for the individual who's here. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that has probably, I mean, when we interviewed and went through that process, you do that so individually with each person. And then I think I mentioned it a couple of times, like prior to opening, when I had everyone together and could see everyone, and it was, okay, this is actually an incredible group of people. And then when we've opened and we're in the space, it's then taken on this whole other level. People have just been able to pivot and step up, and just been incredible. And seeing people in the space doing what they do and observing them, like, I will just walk in and have a chat with guests, and I don't play a daily role per se, but just to observe people, the staff in the space has been, I feel like I just keep having these, cup filling moments of like seeing the mums in here with their babies connecting and feeling safe and calm, and, getting that sense of empowerment. And then I have this other element of watching the staff, flourish and seeing them just in their groove and what they do. And I'm like, this is...
Because actually, as much as I just said, every postpartum person should feel this way, and we're sort of setting this bar for the baseline, I feel like it's the same for staff, workers. We all have the most beautiful working environment, and we really learn and grow and really bounce off each other, and it's just such an amazing energy. And that should also be a baseline, really, everywhere in every workplace, but it's just not. We know from all the stories we've heard from our midwives about the system that this is a very rare way to feel when you're at work. But we've got, our guests are just so surprised at how skilled everyone is. So we've got midwives, a number of midwives, and they all have their own incredible skills as well, on top of midwifery, like lactation consulting. And one of our midwives is a play therapist. So she knows so much about play, and, even just suggesting to one of our guests that instead of spending half an hour trying to get her baby to sleep, she plays with him for that half an hour, and then he might have a more solid chunk of sleep. That was game changing for that guest. It's changed everything.
Yeah, it really
everything.
has. Yeah.
And then, we've got one of our other midwives is a settling consultant, and she taught us about this wonky winding thing, which is just like,
oh my God, yeah.
when you see the diagram of it, it makes so much sense. And this is something that should just be taught in hospitals. It's just the angle you hold your baby on, and you don't even have to pat them or do anything. The burps just come out.
up.
And, you know,
All of
obviously
those,
the naturopaths and, oh my gosh, what else have we got? Like all the body work that Tasara can offer, from massage to closing ceremonies to, you know, if anyone that's fresh from the hospital comes in, we've got
belly binding
and steaming and womb massage and all of that. Yeah, we've got such an incredible team. We're very lucky.
We really, really do. And I think one of the things that I really chuckled at was, this particular guest, her son, the contact sleeping, she said, oh, I'd really like to try him, because obviously we have 3 different types of sleeping equipment for bubs. So we've got a co-sleeping bassinet, and then we've got a smaller bassinet, and then we've got the bigger cot. Anyway, she said, oh, I'd really like to try the bigger cot tomorrow night. And we're like, yeah, sure, no worries. And he had a really great sleep. And then the follow-up email from her was, I went out and bought that cot that you guys had, and he slept for like 5 hours. I fed him,
the longest
didn't
chunk.
have to settle him again.
Yeah.
And then he had 4 hours.
So the longest chunk of sleep he's ever had.
And
not on her.
This is from someone who has not had that baby off of her. And we were certainly by no means were encouraging, oh no, you know, we don't. I think that the big difference with us as well is we're not telling anyone what to do.
No, we're very mother-led.
It's very much, you know, that's what she wanted to do, and so we accommodated and supported that, you know, all of that. But yeah, I just had a chuckle because I was like, oh my God, I need to get some more like sponsorship things going if I'm going to start selling these cots. So yeah, I think that was really nice also to get that feedback, because that's precisely what we want to achieve. We want that to not just have things be great while you're here.
Yeah, we want to set you up.
We want to set you up for,
to thrive at
you know,
home.
So yeah, that's been really nice.
So if anyone has any questions about what's included in your stay, or what your stay might look like, or, you know, anything about the team or the space, ask us in the question box, ask us on Instagram. We're here. There's no such thing as a silly question.
You can book your stay online at home.com.au, and please feel free to email us with any questions at bookings@homb.com.au.
Thanks, everyone.
This podcast represents the opinions of our hosts and their guest speakers. Views and opinions expressed in the podcast are our own and do not represent that of our places of work. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and content here should not be taken as medical or professional advice. Please consult your healthcare professional for any personal recommendations and medical care. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we are sharing is accurate based on the best available information at the time of recording, we welcome any comments, suggestions or feedback via our website contact form, home.com.au/contact. Names and details of personal experiences may have been changed to allow for anonymity and privacy. To join the conversation, join us on social media at Home Postpartum.